This magnificent blue planet is our common home. Throughout the long course of human history, countries have created great civilizations. Latterly, people from different regions and of different nationalities have grown closer, and in building their own homelands, they have together advanced human development.
"国之交在于民相亲，搞好上述领域的合作，必须得到各国人民的支持，必须加强人民的友好往来，增进相互了解和传统友谊，为开展区域合作奠定坚实的民意基础和社会基础。"
In the autumn of 2013, when Chinese President Xi Jinping first proposed the Silk Road economic belt, he outlined a five-pronged approach to building it. He identified, in particular, people-to-people bonds, which became an important theme and a humanistic foundation of the Belt and Road Initiative. "You throw me a peach, I give you white jade in friendship." For thousands of years, this famous line from the Chinese classic Book of Songs has expressed the traditional Chinese virtue of valuing friendship. Today, under the Belt and Road Initiative, a story is unfolding of joint contributions and shared benefits. This is the Sahel region, a transition zone between the Sahara Desert in North Africa and southern Savannah. It spans the entire African continent from west to east. Hot, dry winds from the northern desert remove most of the water vapor in the air. As a result, the region is more prone to extreme drought than almost anywhere else on the planet. Water is the source of life. In the barren Sahel, severe drought has given rise to a battle for survival. In the Louga region of northern Senegal, schools are forced to close during the driest season. While the adults eke out a living, it's the job of the children to find water. Their destination is 20 kilometers away. The round trip will take them most of the day. This is reminiscent of how life used to be in arid areas of central and western China. In February 2013, Xi Jinping visited the village of Yuengudui in the northwestern Chinese province of Gansu. Taking a ladle of water from a villager, he said, "Let's work together to make life better." Thus, he expressed his resolve to alleviate poverty. Subsequently, across central and western China, numerous impoverished villages gained access to water, electricity, roads, and the internet. Step by step, they became moderately prosperous. Having endured the same hardships and shared the dream of a better life, China empathizes with the plight of developing countries. In September 2016, the G20 Leaders Summit was held in Hangzhou, China. Among the key topics under discussion were development issues, including poverty eradication.
消除贫困和饥饿，推动包容和可持续发展，不仅是国际社会的道义责任，也能释放出不可估量的有效需求，让增长和发展惠及所有国家和人民，让各国人民，特别是发展中国家人民的日子都一天天好起来。
The first foreign leader to arrive in Hangzhou was Senegalese President Macky Sall. The two countries reached agreement on elevating their relations to a comprehensive strategic cooperative partnership. China also promised to assist Senegal in a rural well drilling project. Launched 6 months later, the project was considered a top priority for improving livelihoods in Senegal.
Sabu minen si woɓɓe ngarino ɗo ɓe gona sinwaɓe rek ɓerɗamen ma ɗe jal isde ɓe ngari heɓe goni sinwaɓe tan sabu minen gandi ko sinwaɓe ko liggi ko nder Sénégal.
Wherever wells were dug, people were impressed by China's technological prowess and commitment. The geological conditions in Senegal are complex. As the drill bit dug deeper, reddish-brown and red layers of sand were revealed, as well as a layer of red soil. The Chinese workers dug day and night through 31 different strata before finally striking water 515 meters underground. Digging every well involved tackling harsh conditions in remote places. Mr. Guo has spent many years in Senegal, teaching his local apprentices to dig wells. The site where a well will be dug is within sight. However, the truck with the equipment has to rely on 2 metal tracks to cross the sand. Sometimes it can take several days to cover just a few kilometers. Maib Kane was Guo's first ever apprentice. He's now a member of the Chinese well drilling team.
Finalement, le moment qu'on entre, on n'avait pas de métier. Gagné ici dans beaucoup de métiers, le moment. Comme un foreur, on a gagné ici un métier de foreur.
While teaching Maib and others to dig wells, Guo managed to learn the local language. He always tells his apprentices that as long as they work together, they can overcome any obstacle. The people living in the desert had been awaiting this moment for many years. Only someone who has experienced the hardship of drought can understand how precious this moment was. On July 21, 2018, Chinese President Xi Jinping visited Senegal, receiving a warm welcome. The well drilling project was already half complete. In a signed article published in the leading local newspaper, Le Soleil, President Xi wrote that the rural water supply project that includes 251 wells and 1,800 kilometers of pipelines funded by China will benefit 1/7 of Senegal's population. In this way, he expressed his deep empathy with the local people and highlighted a joint approach to common development. A month after visiting Senegal, President Xi addressed a symposium marking the 5th anniversary of the Belt and Road Initiative. He referred to the Chinese worldview of treating people from afar with kindness and pursuing harmony in relations with all other countries. He said that projects which he described as small but beautiful, capable of benefiting people in times of need, must be implemented. The focus on livelihoods means people are truly benefiting from the Belt and Road Initiative. Following the symposium, numerous projects were launched aimed at meeting the most pressing needs of communities in various parts of the world. Each blue mark represents a water supply system. To date, 251 of them have been completed in Senegal. Not only are they easing water shortages, they are also creating new opportunities for economic development. Louga is Senegal's largest sheep farming region. In 2018, there were fewer than 1 million sheep here. By 2021, the number had risen to 1.83 million, an increase of over 80% in 3 years. This rapid growth in the sheep population is largely thanks to the new wells. During the 6-month dry season, 98% of households depend on well water for their sheep. The well in Ndem village was built by Chinese engineers in 2018. 5 years later, it's still fully functional. The clear water shines like a gemstone on the dry land. The team who dug the well are still fondly remembered by the villagers. In 2018, a drone surveyed this tiny desert village. 5 years later, iron sheets can be seen shining brightly in the sun. These are the roofs of new houses. With enough water, the villagers can make bricks. In 5 years, 16 new brick houses have been built in Ndem.
Kam nga population bi dafa yokk ba ëpp kam nga bu jëkk ay ñaari junni nag rek moo fi ne jërëjëf Siniwaa yi dañu indi liñ fii yokkute bu baax.
The Belt and Road Initiative is creating a better life for Ndem village.
Dama bëgg dem Siin dañ ma yóbbu Siin ma gerte pël dem Siin ndax ñam gan si leen.
This is a story about water. It's also a story about friendship. The village is thriving thanks to the water. In the Belt and Road partner countries, numerous stories of poverty reduction like this one are being told. Countries have joined hands to explore ways of eradicating poverty and improving standards of living. According to the World Bank's annual report, in 2020 the number of people worldwide living in extreme poverty increased for the first time in over 20 years. Clearly, the global poverty reduction process was facing a major challenge. However, another World Bank report brought cause for optimism. It predicted that by 2030, the Belt and Road Initiative would help 7.6 million people out of extreme poverty and 32 million out of moderate poverty. In the past 10 years, China has been working with other East Asian countries to reduce poverty and improve livelihoods. In Cambodia, Laos and Myanmar, poverty reduction model bases have been established to promote the principle of targeted poverty alleviation. From the South Pacific to Africa and then South America, China's Junzhao technology has been adopted in more than 100 countries. As a means of growing mushrooms from herbaceous plants, it has created hundreds of thousands of green jobs. Poverty reduction cooperation projects involving China and the Belt and Road partner countries are boosting incomes, improving lives, and creating confidence in the future. On June 20th, 2023, a Chinese doctor named Pan Xiangbin, who is working in Laos, performed 4 operations. For him, it was an ordinary day. But for the local doctors and people, his efforts were anything but ordinary.
The procedure, we don't need to open the chest. Now the CPV and just only the needle, just a very small hole. And we only take 10 minutes to finish the whole procedure. Okay. We done 4, great. Yeah, it's okay.
He saves lives and also shares the medical techniques for doing so. In the course of 10 years, China has trained tens of thousands of health management, public health, and medical research professionals for the Belt and Road partner countries. It has sent more than 6,400 specialists as members of medical teams to 62 countries, where they have treated nearly 20 million patients. China has also faced numerous epidemics head-on, from treating malaria with artemisinin to fighting Ebola in Africa. When the COVID-19 pandemic struck, China joined with the partner countries to tackle the challenge. The virus did not respect borders, nor did it distinguish between race or nationality. Solidarity and cooperation would be the most powerful weapon for defeating the virus. In May 2020, at a critical moment in the global battle against the pandemic, the 73rd World Health Assembly was held. Chinese President Xi Jinping delivered a speech.
我呼吁，让我们携起手来，共同佑护各国人民生命和健康，共同佑护人类共同的地球家园，共同构建人类卫生健康共同体。
Building a global community of health for all is a firm commitment by China. Vaccines are an effective means of protecting life. China embarked on a race against time to develop a COVID-19 vaccine, exploring several routes simultaneously and collaborating with other countries. Notably, the UAE, Bahrain, Jordan, Egypt, Peru, Morocco and Argentina all contributed at the critical stage of Sinopharm's development of a vaccine.
都是一带一路国家，大家达成了共识，紧密的在一起，就是携手并肩，共同的努力。
如山的文件堆在会议室里，你就看每一个房间都会有几十个人，中方和外方的人员一起努力做一件事情。
كنا نعمل ليل ونهار، لما داومنا من الفجر أحيانا نعمل حتى 1 صباحا. الفريق الصيني كان معانا، فكنا يعني حسينا ان كلنا قاعدين نعمل نحو هدف واحد. ما كان في حد يشتكي من التعب او ان حتى قلة النوم.
心往一处想，劲往一处使，拧成了一股绳。当我们实现了一个小目标的时候，大家就一起庆祝，有欢笑，有泪水。
During 4 months, the vaccine was tested on some 70,000 people in 7 countries. Finally, the world's first inactivated COVID-19 vaccine was registered and launched in the UAE. China and the UAE named the Sinopharm vaccine Hayat, meaning life in Arabic. Other countries subsequently also developed, produced and launched COVID-19 vaccines, but doses remained scarce. In the developing countries, frequent virus mutations made the need for vaccines even more desperate, but they were impossible to come by. It was in this grim situation that the Global Health Summit was held. President Xi Jinping called for abandoning vaccine nationalism and improving vaccine accessibility and affordability in developing countries. The Belt and Road partner countries responded quickly. China joined hands with countries including Indonesia, Egypt and Serbia, producing vaccines that could be distributed more equitably. While some countries were monopolizing vaccines, China and the Belt and Road partner countries were breaking down the barriers. War-torn countries received vaccines. Pacific Island countries and Caribbean countries received vaccines. And Asian, African and Latin American countries received vaccines.
La pandemia ha dejado al descubierto lo injusto del desarrollo económico mundial. Que cuando las vacunas ya hayan salido a la luz por el COVID-19, el 90% de las vacunas se hayan concentrado para el 10% de la población, habla de lo injusto que ha sido el sistema. Y allí China tuvo un gran comportamiento con países como los países latinoamericanos.
I want to salute the way in which your country has always seen small states. When I spoke to President Xi before, I indicated that we thought that it was perfect in terms of being able to create opportunities for countries globally. I genuinely believe that the world is a better place if it comes together to work together.
The world is interconnected and shares a common future. Today, the partner countries and their people are joining hands to build, through the Belt and Road Initiative, a global community of health for all. The international situation in 2023 remains turbulent. A major issue is the food crisis, which is being exacerbated by regional conflicts, climate issues, and economic recession. In May 2023, the Global Report on Food Crises was released. The data revealed a very worrying situation. A total of 258 million people worldwide faced acute food insecurity at crisis or worse levels, the highest figure since the first report was published in 2016. The number of countries facing a severe food crisis increased from 48 in 2016 to 58 in 2022, while that of food insecure people in many countries more than tenfold. But one country bucked the trend. There, the number of people experiencing severe food insecurity declined from 2.6 million in 2017 to 1.4 million in 2022. On June 1, 2023, a celebration was held in the village of Ninga, in Bubanza province, in the East African country of Burundi. May and June are the rice harvest season in Burundi. In the Chinese hybrid rice demonstration areas, the average yield is over 10 tons per hectare, 3 to 4 times that of local rice. However, the situation was very different before Burundi joined the Belt and Road Initiative. Burundi is located on the East African Rift, the largest continental fault zone in the world. With its many plateaus and mountains, more than half of its 12 million population face year-round food shortages. Alistair has lived in Ninga village since he was a boy. His overriding memory of that time is of hunger. Poor crop varieties and technology meant that hunger was a constant threat. Eventually, desperate for change, Burundi turned to China. China was the first country in the world to cultivate rice. It was also the first to develop hybrid rice, which 50 years ago allowed nearly 1/5 of the global population to be fed from less than 9% of the arable land. China's emergence as the world's largest grain producer and third largest food exporter gave hope to many countries facing a food security challenge. In 2016, President Xi Jinping proposed strengthening cooperation in food security on a global scale. Africa has the highest concentration of countries facing food security issues. At the Beijing summit of the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation in 2018, China signed a Memorandum of Understanding on the Belt and Road Initiative with 28 African countries and the African Union. At the summit, President Xi once again proposed to align the initiative with the implementation of the AU's Agenda 2063, with the aim of supporting Africa in basically achieving food security by 2030. Burundi at the time was facing a particularly severe food crisis.
Avant 2021, on s'était parlé au téléphone. Et il connaît mon ambition, c'est la recherche du bien-être de nos citoyens. Nous voyons les choses de la même manière. Et puis, mon slogan, c'est chaque bouche doit avoir à manger et chaque poche ait de l'argent pour subvenir aux besoins élémentaires des citoyens. Les leaders chinois disent qu'au lieu de donner le poisson, il faut apprendre à pêcher. La Chine a accepté de rester avec le Burundi, même pendant les moments difficiles. Et vous avez un partenaire de tous les temps pendant les épreuves.
The Imbo Plain is one of the few areas of flat land in Burundi. A team of leading Chinese agronomists chose Ninga village on the plain as the country's first hybrid rice demonstration site.
Average is more than 200.
Yang Hua De was the team leader. Yang Hua De himself experienced hunger as a child. His village was eventually able to grow enough to eat, following a visit by an agricultural expert. Yang became an agronomist himself and was sent by the Center of International Cooperation under the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Affairs to Burundi to introduce farming reforms.
他那个施肥施得很少，栽培技术很不规范，然后我们就针对这些问题进行逐项的研究。
Ninga used to suffer from rampant rice blast. The seedlings were planted haphazardly. The villagers would toss 50 kilos of seeds at random across 1 hectare of area.
ari ukonora amafaranga bahise banyereka ubuhinga bwo kurima gukoresha ibiro 15 ku hegitare imwe.
Iyo ndiko ndakorana nabo bahinga b'Abashinwa rimwe na rimwe mpora nibaza nti
Under the supervision of the Chinese experts, rice yields in Burundi's demonstration paddy fields soon reached a record high for Africa.
跟他们很大的震撼啊。
Burundi's total rice output surged from 56,000 tons in 2018 to 259,000 tons in 2021, an increase of 365%. Effectively, the country had achieved an historic shift in agricultural production. Irankunde Ernest is preparing for a significant event in his life. Under the supervision of the Chinese experts, Ernest has emerged from humble beginnings to become a local rice expert. He has also found love and is ready to start a family.
Biba ngombwa rero yuko nanje ntumira yange kugira ngo aze ku rubanza rw'iwanje, abagenzi, ababanyi, abavyeyi banje babone watumye ntera intambwe.
我就觉得好像是我参加我的孩子的婚礼，真的是找到这种感觉。
Following his wedding, Ernest was tasked by his country's president with going to neighboring Democratic Republic of Congo to teach hybrid rice cultivation there. Ndai Keje, another student trained by the Chinese expert group, traveled even further away.
Yes, you can see. Just harvest.
Yeah.
Friends living on opposite sides of the world are always eager to share their latest and greatest achievements.
My daughter, the name is Evrania. Why? Because I can't forget. I see what he said before now is good. Now I see. It's why I see China don't think about China only. They think about others. It is a good life. It is good to live better. He told me, when you are rich, think about others to be rich. My life changed, and also near for me, other people.
Seeds nurture hope, and a good harvest extends goodwill. 2 millennia ago, the ancient Silk Road had a profound impact on the world by facilitating the exchange of goods. It helped to spread Chinese products such as rice, tea, peonies, and chrysanthemums to Europe, while soybeans and citrus fruits crossed oceans to reach the Americas. Simultaneously, grapes, pomegranates, cherries, chili peppers, tomatoes, and other products from Europe, West Asia, and the Americas made their way to China. Today, from the banks of the Mekong River in Vietnam and Luzon Island in the Philippines to the Indus River Plain in Pakistan, from the hill valleys of Nigeria to the eastern highlands of Madagascar, China has dispatched over 2,000 agricultural experts and technicians to more than 70 countries and regions. The skills they have introduced have helped increase production by 40 to 70%. China is committed to sharing opportunities for developing agriculture, alleviating hunger, and promoting global food security. Through collaboration with the Belt and Road partners, it is paving a path to common growth and happiness. The Danube crosses over half of Europe, with 1/5 of its journey passing through Serbia. At the confluence of the Danube and the Morava River stands the Smederevo steel mill. This century-old factory was once the country's pride. However, by the start of the 21st century, it was on the brink of bankruptcy. An American company acquired the mill, but it continued to suffer losses for 10 more years, and the Americans eventually sold it to the Serbian government at a nominal price of $1. In a bid to rescue the mill, the local government conducted several rounds of international bidding, but each time hope gave way to disappointment.
Još jedno da napomenem da je Habis od izuzetnog značaja za grad Smederevo. Ne samo što radi 5.000 ljudi, nego ima i 20.000 ljudi ukupno koji su kao treća lica vezana za rad železare. To je gotovo polovina stanovništva, kompletna naša opština je vezana direktno ili indirektno za železaru.
Thousands of miles away in China, the Hebei Iron and Steel Group was exploring new development opportunities. After several rounds of investigation, they made an offer to the Smederevo steel mill. However, the mill's employees had mixed feelings about the Chinese company's intentions. Did it genuinely care about the mill's future? Was it only in it for the profit? Would it make significant layoffs and bring in Chinese workers? In April 2016, the employees met the team from China. To their surprise, it comprised just 9 people.
其实他们没想到，中方从收购那天起到现在，一直是9人团队，我们没变过。所以在这个企业上，我们不仅下大力气，我们也用足了智慧，用人本地化、文化本地化和效益本地化。
我们首先就向塞尔维亚承诺了5000名员工。 岗位我们保住，1个职工我们也不辞退。
It was good news for the employees, but it also represented a great responsibility for the Chinese team. Two months later, during a visit to Serbia, Chinese President Xi Jinping came to the mill.
"我们不需要拍胸脯、夸海口，但是只需要一份非常诚恳、严肃的承诺。中国人讲‘言必信，行必果’，也就是说，我们一诺千金，我们所承诺的事情，我们一定要兑现。” 提供先进的技术、管理设备，开拓更好的市场，改善这里的就业环境，惠及广大的民生。
Najbitnije promjene su se desile po meni dolaskom predsjednika Narodne Republike Kine, predsjednik Xi Jinpinga, jer tada je narod, to jest radnici, svi verovao, nije verovao, ali sa dolaskom već je sa oduševljenjem, znači video da...
That belief and hope were bolstered by the actions of the Chinese management. The 9 Chinese and more than 5,000 Serbian employees stepped up their technical cooperation and set about harnessing their resources. Within 6 months, the steel mill had reversed its losses, increased production, and become Serbia's largest exporter.
Pošto radim 19 godina, učestvovao sam i doživio sam uspon i padove ove fabrike. S obzirom, pre jedno 8 godina i sada je razlika veoma velika. Pa lično znači da mogu da sa svojom porodicom planiram u budućnosti, znači da proširim porodicu ako bude trebalo i sigurniji život i stabilniji.
With the steel mill as its economic pillar, the city of Smederevo's income has doubled. The unemployment rate has fallen from 18 to 6%, and the birth rate is the highest in Serbia. This city on the Danube has returned to prosperity thanks to a collaboration effort under the Belt and Road Initiative. Building goodwill with their neighbours and helping others achieve their dreams along with their own is a deeply ingrained principle in the hearts of Chinese people. In the past decade, the Belt and Road Initiative has generated numerous job opportunities for the participating countries and nurtured a new generation of young talent. Portugal, on the Iberian Peninsula, is a vital link connecting the land-based Silk Road with the maritime Silk Road. In Lisbon's Madeiros e Almeida Museum, there's a blue and white Ming Dynasty porcelain bowl. The Chinese craftsmen at the time were clearly unfamiliar with Western letters and emblems, which led to mistakes in the inscription on the globe and to the shield being upside down. From unfamiliarity to understanding, and from cooperation to win-win. This is the standard progression in interactions between countries and peoples along the Belt and Road. In December 2018, President Xi Jinping visited Portugal. The two countries' leaders witnessed the signing of several bilateral cooperation agreements. They included a Memorandum of Understanding on the cooperation under the Belt and Road Initiative. One outcome of the meeting was the Luban Workshop collaboration. The Luban Workshops, as vocational education institutions, are a major cooperation platform for developing the Belt and Road Initiative. In 2018, Professor José Lucas from the Polytechnic Institute of Setúbal saw an intricate Luban lock for the first time.
Quando eu faço essa apresentação, eu normalmente comparo o Luban ao nosso Da Vinci. A imagem que eu passo sempre do Luban é um artesão, um arquiteto, um homem metódico, com princípios.
China is a global manufacturing giant, and Portugal is a well-established industrialized nation. The collaboration between these two countries has always been a blend of rewards and clashes, eliciting complex emotions.
中国对装配的速度、工艺是有要求的，可是葡萄牙的学生和老师就认为 so difficult 就太难了。
While the Portuguese teachers and students focused on theory and programming, their Chinese counterparts prioritized practical application and speed. Over 5 years of confrontation and interaction, these contrasting mindsets gradually combined. Their teamwork is soon to be tested in a competition. It's May 16th, 2023, and intense preparations are underway for a skills contest. 8 teams representing different countries will be competing in the Intelligent Line Installation and Commissioning Luban Workshop International Invitational Tournament. Each team comprises 1 Chinese and 1 international student. TVC ME and PIS field 2 joint teams, one comprising Wang Bo and Pedro, and the other Yang Xiaofei and Martin. The automated material sorting system is divided into 2 parts, front and rear. Each Chinese and international student is responsible for 1 part. They need to individually complete the programming and then use communication links to integrate the production line and achieve full process operation within the set time.
The ABB robot system, it's something that I had never had the chance to use before.
The tournament evaluates contestants' skills in innovation, programming and speed, as well as their capacity to collaborate with students from other countries. The communication link represents the final step. It's also one of the most challenging aspects of the competition, in which the coordination and understanding among team members is assessed.
Me and my colleague, we already have a strategy in place.
Wang Bo and Pedro's intelligent production line is the first to achieve full process operation. But Yang Xiaofei and Martin encounter some issues. Trust and cohesion are especially important at these moments.
Reset. Yes. 一开始我们认为是教学资源、教学设备和教学模式的一种输出，但随着鲁班工坊的推进，我们会发现它其实就是一种对职业教育理念的分享。
Viram a tecnologia da China, viram o ensino da China, viram o povo da China, interagiram com eles. Isto são experiências que não têm preço.
Reaching consensus through collaboration, deepening understanding through communication, advancing collectively through competition, and reaping mutual benefits through cooperation. Such are the lessons gained from the joint construction of the Belt and Road Initiative.
Se não fosse pela oficina Luban, acho que nunca teria a oportunidade de experimentar as coisas que eu experimentei aqui à oficina Luban. Ou seja, eu hoje em dia acho que estou apto, posso exercer na área da robótica, na área da automação.
The Luban workshops have crossed oceans to enhance cooperation in various domains. They have facilitated the exchange of multiple technologies and combined the diverse philosophies of China and the Belt and Road partner countries. In September 2018, at the Beijing summit of the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation, President Xi Jinping announced the establishment of 10 Luban workshops in Africa to offer vocational skills training to the continent's youth. Later, at the 21st session of the SCO Heads of State Council, he proposed the creation of 10 Luban workshops within 3 years to help the member countries enhance their capacity building and raise their standards of living. From Asia to Europe and onwards to Africa, an increasing number of young people are acquiring advanced practical skills and preparing themselves for what the future may bring.
Такого рода проекты, они являются очень востребованными, очень важными. Я бы сказал, что для студентов высших учебных заведений и профессиональных, значит, наших техникумов открываются очень большие возможности.
Quand j'étais petit, je voulais être un conducteur de chemin de fer. Maintenant, puisque les Chinois nous ont donné cette chance, j'ai assisté. Ils sont l'exemple pour nous, à les suivre et à leur trace. On sera la première promotion dans l'Afrique plutôt, puisque nous sommes la première promotion de l'atelier de pont.
Their fascination with China now extends to its culture. China, as an ancient nation, exudes a unique charm that is drawing an increasing number of young people to it.
The Belt and Road Initiative brought me here. So I just wanted to know more about China's history and culture and the people, and most importantly, the development.
My country, we have approximately 13 projects that have been developed through the BRI initiative. Now come and practically know and learn more about the Belt and Road.
I have been keep on searching about how China has made huge progress in such short span of time.
It's very important.
Beijing Normal University's Belt and Road School attracts international students from Belt and Road partner countries. In this classroom, they're studying China's rural development journey during the era of opening up, from poverty to prosperity. It's a subject that many students around the world want to study. Zhengezhuang in Beijing's Changping district was, like many other rural villages in China, once backward and underdeveloped.
When we walking in the night, we felt have a great landscape outside.
In the late 1990s, buoyed by the impetus generated by the economic reforms, Zhengezhuang started embracing a village collective economy.
To be honest, I'm impressed in many aspects. Before coming here, I had a background of how China is going to be, or I have a thought of how this country is going to be, but to be honest, once I came here, it was more than what I've expected.
China's progress along a vibrant development trajectory is resonating in all the Belt and Road partner countries.
I know that China has made very huge progress in the field of technology. There are many technological things that has to be implemented in my country.
The Belt and Road Initiative is a unifying force connecting those who aspire to development and are willing to work together.
You can be developing your own country, like China has done, but at the same time hold hands with other countries and support them to also develop their own countries.
This is a big day for you. This is great. Congratulations. You're great.
From uniting to tackle challenges, to enhancing people's well-being, from governmental cooperation to interpersonal interactions, the most resilient and lasting form of connection is heart-to-heart understanding.
It's simply a convergence of values, value systems of communities, nations, peoples are what bring people together. We would like to see humanity move towards fair and justice. These values are what bring people together.
أتمنى تبادل أقوى وأكثر بين الشباب حتى نقرب شعوب من بعضها بعض. هي قريبة لبعضها ولكن نقربهم أكثر. تكون في فائدة لإفريقيا وللبشرية بصفة عامة. صح العلاقات بين الشعوب هي أجمل شيء ممكن في البشرية.
Only friendships built on sincerity can last. In the past decade, the Belt and Road Initiative has forged the dreams of countries and their citizens into a shared vision of prosperity. By building new bridges of communication, it has brought together the thoughts and aspirations of people all over the world. It is ensuring that growth and development benefit a great number of countries, and that more people can lead happy and prosperous lives. This is the most heartwarming tale from the grand narrative of the Belt and Road Initiative.